My dear students, I am Syed Faizuddin here from Civilsoft Structural Consultants and Trainers, Bangalore. Today we would be discussing the technical aspects of constructing a building and the things that we do while preparing the different drawings. So to start with, in today's work we would be discussing a clubhouse. These are the floor plans of a clubhouse given by an architect. Let's see what all is mentioned in the floor plans. So entrance is shown here, entrance lobby, multi-purpose hall, waiting room, there's a cafe here, there's a lobby here. So these are the things that are shown in the floor plans. So the architect will show us what is the purpose of that particular area, where is the entrance for that particular area, what is the size of that particular area. It will not show us anything related to the structural part. So once the floor plans are given to us, our job is to prepare the GA. Now GA is basically a drawing which shows the different structural components in the building. For example, let's see in this GA what all is shown. GA stands for general arrangement. So here your beam sizes are shown, the column orientation is shown, and the thickness of the slab is shown. So once you prepare a GA with the arrangement of different structural components, the same GA is sent to the architect for approval. You cannot have columns wherever you want. All this has to be approved before you start with the modeling. So once it is approved, we prepare model either in STAAD or in ETABS. The geometry is done as per the GA. The columns and doing all the geometry as per the GA, we apply the different type of loads. Earthquake load is applied as per IS 1893-2016. Self-weight wall load flow finish is applied as per IS 875 part 1. Typical live load roof live load is applied as per IS 875 part 2. Then the wind load is applied as per IS 875 part 3. Then the load combinations are applied as per IS 875 part 5 or even IS 456. After you have done that, we prepare a list of drawings. The first drawing to be prepared is your footing layout. In footing layout, we'll be mentioning the footing names and the location of that particular footing. For example, F9, it is placed at grid L and the vertical grid is 11. So the site engineer will come to know which footing he has to construct. After that, we will be preparing another drawing known as footing schedule. Footing schedule will mention the name of the footing, what is the size of that particular footing, and what steel will go into that. After this, we will be preparing another drawing known as footing layout. Footing layout will mention again in the same way where the column has to be constructed. For example, C2 will come here on grid number L and on the vertical grid 11. So after that, again we will prepare another drawing known as known as column schedule. Column schedule will mention the name of the columns, what is the size of the column, what steel has to be provided there, and then the links, and then how it has to be placed. After your column schedule, the next drawing is your plinth beam layout. Plinth beam layout will mention where the beams has to be constructed at plinth level. If the beams are of the same size, we don't give any size next to the plinth beams. We give a note stating that unless otherwise specified, beam shall be of so and so size. After your plinth beam layout, we'll be releasing GAs, GA at first floor, second floor, third floor, and so on. So the shuttering guy will refer to the GA for constructing the shuttering work. That's why the GA is also known as shuttering layout. After the shuttering is done, the bar bender will come and he'll put steel in the slabs. For this, he'll refer to slab details. Slab details are usually given in two separate drawings. One is top mat, one is bottom mat. These are bottom mat details, what I'm showing here. After bottom mat, top mat details are released, and then beam details are released. The site engineer will put the reinforcement in beam after referring to this beam details. The detailing, again there are two techniques for detailing. One is ordinary detailing, other one is ductile detailing. For ordinary detailing we refer to SP34, and for ductile detailing we refer to IS 13920. After this is done, we give general details to the site engineer. For example, if he has any doubts, he can refer to this general notes. This drawing is known as general notes. For example, here in case if he has any doubts regarding excavations, he can refer to this. In case if he has any doubts with respect to de-shuttering time, then he can refer to this, and so on. So all the details are given in general notes. In case if he has any doubts regarding the detailing part, we release one more drawing known as typical details. Here all the detailing details are given. For example, where the bar has to be bent, what is the lap length to be given, all that will be mentioned in typical details. After typical details, we prepare a report of the project, the report which gives all the technical details. This report is known as DBR, Design Basis Report. Here we'll be mentioning what is the design philosophy we have used, what material we have used, what is the loading parameter used, and all that. For example, footing, what grade concrete I have used, beams, what is the grade, slab, staircase, and loading parameters, which code you have referred. All the details will be given here. So as a structure engineer, you should be in a position to do all this. Learning ETABS and STAAD alone is of no use to you. You should be in a position to prepare the models in STAAD and ETABS first. After that, once you have done that, you should be in a position to prepare a footing layout, footing schedule, column layout, column schedule, beam layouts, then the GS at different levels. Then you should be in a position, then slab details. And the slab details again is classified into top mat and bottom mat. This is all you need to learn. For example, where to bend the bars, how much is the the length that has to be curtailed, and where to curtail it. All this has to be learned. Then the beam detailings also you need to learn, where the bar has to be cut, how much it has to be bent. For example, this length, how much you need to provide. All this you have to go through. Then you should be in a position to prepare this general notes, then typical details, and then the DBR. So all this you need to learn. So if you need to become a structural engineer, you have to be in a position to do all this. Learning ETABS and STAAD alone will not help you in any way. You have to learn STAAD and ETABS along with the detailing part. The detailing part, just know what I explained. So all this will be taught at CivilSoft Structural Consultant Trainers. You can contact us through our website, or you can contact us through our contact number. Our contact number is 901-99-77799. Let me repeat, it's 901-99-77799.